Some breaking news coming into the newsroom.
Hi there, Bayan. We're hearing from Orem Fire. They are on the scene right now. You can keep Bayan up in the double box. I want to ask him about this, but we are hearing from Orem Fire that the shooter is not in custody. Not in custody. The man that in the social media video that is widely circulating, we do not believe that man was the shooter. So this is a fluid situation, Bayan, as you have shown us.
Yeah.
Mixed messaging. We have one of our producers there on campus, not far from your position. He's in a building right now. He's getting mixed messages too. Some people believe they are supposed to shelter in place. Other people have been told to evacuate. Clearly, people are moving around the campus as you talk to them. But you should know that according to Orem Fire, they say a shooter is not in custody at 2:25 p.m. right now. What is the scene
Brian,
looking like around you right now?
Yes. Yeah, well, incredibly heavy police presence, Brian, but as you mentioned there, that's what I was saying earlier in our report, conflicting reports. First, there is an alert that goes out saying shooter is in custody. Few minutes after that, we hear from a spokesperson from UVU saying actually a shooter is not in custody, right? And so that's why when I was saying earlier that there are additional streets being locked down, there are more students that are being asked to exit campus. It's potentially for this right here. They are still looking for who the suspect is. It'd be very unfortunate if they came back later and said this is a game of semantics. Actually, taking someone into custody means they're arrested versus being detained and questioned, because this is kind of frightening for a lot of students, as you heard here. And that individual that we saw on social media that appeared that law enforcement had the person of interest in custody. Well, think about what we just heard from all the students. It was so chaotic. As soon as the shooting started, everybody got down. Everybody tried to rush out of there, tried to trample over each other, didn't try to, but trampled over each other as they were trying to escape. So you're thinking about the law enforcement that were there trying to grab whoever may have been suspicious because there's so many people here. The shooter to get away, that's probably something they're talking about right now. But what we're getting from here, as I'm getting an echo in my IFB, if we could take care of that, the pulse we're getting here is that there is just pandemonium happening right now, and students are trying to figure out what happened. Law enforcement, thanks for getting that echo out of there. Law enforcement trying to find a suspect. And if I step out of the way one more time, you'll see that there's more ambulances that showed up to campus. Before there was 2. Now there are 4 from what I could observe. That may just be a precaution. Law enforcement in situations like these have to go throughout the entire campus and try to find where their students, where their staff, and sounds like even a suspect at this point. And not surprising to see when there's so many students describing them trying to escape, trampling over one another, narrow doorways that everyone's trying to rush out of at the same time. So I wouldn't be surprised if paramedics there are just on standby, staging there with the rest of law enforcement in case there is another patient that we hear about. So far, what we know right now is that there's only one patient, and it's Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, one of the biggest conservative activists, political activists, figureheads this nation, this world has seen currently. And he's in critical condition. And this is very fluid, as you said, Brian. It is still developing. There is not a suspect in custody. Big questions right now are how did they get on campus? How did he get this close to Charlie Kirk, someone who is controversial, someone who does go to campuses and gets a lot of objections? But yeah, it's heartbreaking, Brian, heartbreaking.